explain stanza 1 to 8 in the part 1 of the Inchcape Rock. Now here I begin in part 2 of the Inchcape Rock from stanza 9. So we begin. The boat is lowered, the boatmen row, and to the Inchcape Rock they go. Sir Ralph bent over from the boat, and he cut the bell from the Inchcape float. Now the explanation. In the 9th stanza we see the execution of his wicked plan. The poet describes that Rover's men took the boat to the Inchcape Rock. The men lowered the boat and the boatman rowed it till they reached the Inchcape Rock. Then Sir Ralph the Rover bent over from the boat and cut off the bell from the Inchcape Rock. Now the literary device used in this stanza are number 1 the rhyming scheme, that is A, B, B. The number 2 is the inversion, and the line used here is and to the Inchcape Rock they go. Now we move towards the 10th stanza. Down sang the bell with a gurgling sound. The bubbles rose and burst around. Quoth Sir Ralph, the next who comes to the rock won't bless the abbot of Rabindranath. Now the word meaning. Gurgling sound means the bubbling sound of water, and now the explanation of this stanza. The 10th stanza shows how the bell drowned and comments on Sir Ralph over this. It pictures how the bell was sinking down, making the bubbling sound. Bubbles rose and burst around as Sir Ralph the Rover cut the bell. Immediately the bell sank down with a gurgling sound, and all over the bursting of bubbles could be seen. Sir Ralph was very happy, thinking that the bell would never save any more ships, and the seamen would no longer bless the abbot or thank him. Now the literary device used in this stanza are number 1 the rhyming scheme, which is in the form of A, B, B. The second rhyming scheme is onomatopoeia. The word is the gurgling sound. Number 3 is the inversion, and the lines are down sang the bell with a gurgling sound, and quoth Sir Ralph, the next who comes to the rock won't bless the abbot of Rabindranath. Now let's move towards the 11th stanza. Sir Ralph the Rover sailed away. He scoured the seas for many a day, and now grown rich with the plundered store, he stressed his course for the Scotland's shore. Now the word meaning. The word scored means roved. The word plundered means big amount of looted wealth. Steers means direct the course of the ship. Now the explanation. In the 11th stanza, the poet gives us a gap in time, as the poet says that Sir Ralph the Rover then sailed away from the rock and rode on the sea for many days. Thereafter, he had robbed and looted many ships, which met accidents, crashing to the Inchcape Rock. He grew rich, and that is, he became very, very wealthy, with all the looted treasures or wealth from many other ships. Now he is returning back. So he then directed his ship towards the shore of the Scotland. The literary device used in this stanza are number 1 the rhyming scheme, that is A, B, B, and number 2 is the alliteration, that is the Scotland shore. Now let's move towards the 12th stanza. So thick a haze overspread the sky, they cannot see the sun on high. The wind hath blown a gale all day, at evening it hath died away. Now the word meaning. Haze means thin mist, gale means the storm. Now the explanation. The 12th stanza talks about a day which is troubled with the weather, with the bad weather. It describes the gloomy atmosphere on that day. The rover was sailing to Scotland. There was a thick haze spread all over the atmosphere, and the sailors could not see the sun in the sky as it was hidden behind the thick fog. The whole day, strong winds blew. By the evening, the storm cleared away, means it had stopped blowing. The literary device used in this stanza is the rhyming scheme, that is AABB. Now we move towards the 13th stanza. On the deck the rover takes his stand, so dark it is they see no land. God sir Ralph, it will be lighter soon, for there is a dawn for the rising moon. And now the word meanings. The word deck means the floor of the ship. Now the explanation of this stanza. In the 13th stanza, Sir Ralph the rover is found standing on the deck, although there was a continuity in the gloom. The rover stood on the deck of the ship. It was so dark that he could not see the land, but Sir Ralph was optimistic, and he said that the sun would rise in the sky, and he said that there would be a good weather when the moon would rise in the sky. Sir Ralph assures all the sailors that as soon as the moon appears, there would be light all over the place. Now the literary device used in this stanza are: number 1, the rhyming scheme, that is AABB. Number 2, the inversion, and the line is: on our deck the rover takes its stand, so dark it is they see no land. Now we move towards the 14th stanza. Canst hear, said one, the breakers roar, for methinks we should be near the shore. Now, where we are, I cannot tell, but I wish we could hear the Inchcape bell. Now, the word meaning. Methinks here means it seems. Now the explanation. The 14th stanza reveals the beginning of the end. One of the Ralph's men said that he was not able to hear the breaker's sound, that is, the roaring sound of the waves. Breaking sound something as if seemed and signifies that the shore was nearby. So he hopes that they could be near the shore. Another replied that he was not aware where they were, but he had a strong wish that he could hear the sound of the Inchcape bell. But he also regrets that the Inchcape bell was no more, as otherwise it could have guided them in this situation. Now the literary device used in this stanza are: number 1, the rhyming scheme, which is in the form of AABB. The second literary device used is the inversion, and the line is: now where we are, I cannot tell. Now we move towards the 15th stanza. They hear no sound, the swell is strong, though the wind hath fallen, they drift along, till the vessel strikes with a shivering shock. O Christ, it is the Inchcape rock. Now the word meaning. The word swell means the mass of waves, drift means move slowly, and vessel means the ship. Now the explanation. In the 15th stanza, we see that the poetic justice is fulfilled, as the poet says that they could not hear any sound in spite of the strong waves of the sea. The rover and his team drifted along with the ship until, to their utter shock, the ship got stuck against the Inchcape rock. When suddenly their ship gets jerked down, they all realize that their vessel was hit by the Inchcape rock. They call for the prize as the son of the god. And now the literary device used in this stanza are number 1, the rhyming scheme, which is in the form of AA, BB, and the words used here in this line are strong, along, shock, and rock. Another literary device used is alliteration, that is, though, the, shivering, shock, till, the. Now we move towards the 16th stanza. Sir Ralph the Rover tore his hair, cursed himself in despair, in his despair. The waves rush in on every side. The ship is sinking beneath the tide. Now the word meaning, tore means pull, hard. Now the explanation. In the 16th stanza, the time has come for Sir Ralph to go mad, as Sir Ralph the Rover cursed himself in despair and in frustration. He pulls his hair. He curses himself for his evil deeds. Meanwhile, the waves from all sides engulfed the ship, and it began to sink beneath the high tide. Every corner of the vessel was filled with water, and so the ship started sinking in the sea. Now the literary device used in this stanza are number 1, the rhyming scheme, which is in the form of AA, BB, and the words are hair, despair, sigh, and tide. The second literary device used is alliteration, that is, his hair, the tide. The third literary device used is anaphora, and the lines are, the waves rushed in on every side, the ship is sinking beneath the tide. The word, the is the anaphora. Next we move towards the 17th and the last stanza. But even in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rover hear, a sound as if with the Inchcape bell, the devil below was ringing the knell. Now the word meaning. Knell means the sound of the funeral bell. Now the explanation of the 17th stanza. In the last stanza of the poem, Sir Ralph goes through his dreadful hallucination. The rover was dying. Even in his dying fear, he could hear the dreadful sound, which seemed like the sound made by the Inchcape bell. He felt that the death bell was rung by the devil himself, and it was actually his death bell that the devil himself was ringing beneath the water for him. Thus, the rover got the punishment for his sinful works. Robert Southey is a poet who delivers a teaching through his poem. Now, the literary device used in this particular stanza are number 1, the rhyming scheme, which is in the form of AA, BB. The words here is fear, hear, bell, and knell. The second literary device used is the inversion, that is, one dreadful sound could the rover hear. Now we move towards the theme of the poem. The theme of the poem is crime and punishment. Ralph the pirate went on an adventure on the sea with his sailors. He was brave to take the risk of cutting off the bell from the Inchcape rock. The motive of his wicked deed was jealousy. He could not accept the popularity of the good abbot and tried to spoil his fame and reputation by cutting off the warning bell. Since the punishment follows the crime, the poem ends with Sir Ralph being punished for his evil deed. When Ralph was returning home with the loot he had plundered, the ship was sailing towards the Scotland's shore. From the sounds of the waves, the sailors realized that they were near the shore. One of the sailors wished that Inchcape bell. All of a sudden, the ship struck against the Inchcape rock. The barrage ship sank with Sir Ralph, who tore his hair and cursed himself. The ballad concludes with the sound of the funeral bell ringing for Sir Ralph and the devil waiting to receive him in hell, as we can see from the lines. But even in his dying fear, one dreadful sound could the rover hear, a sound as if with the Inchcape bell, the devil below was ringing the knell. Now we move towards the moral of the poem. The poem has a moral lesson. As you sow, so shall you reap. A poem with a moral lesson is known as a didactic poem. The good symbolized by the abbot and the bad symbolized by Sir Ralph the rover are compared. The poem demonstrates the principles that crime gets its own punishment. The rover is his high adventure and disregard for others cuts off the bell with a view to fix the good abbot and the other helpless sailors. He represents what is bad in man, and ironically he gets caught in his own trap of mischief. Remorse and regret later overtakes him. As we can see from the lines, Sir Ralph the rover tore his hair. He cursed himself in his despair. So, dear children, the poem has a great moral, and I hope you have liked the poem. This poem and